You're tuning into the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, the only wrestling podcast covering WWE, AEW, and TNA. Let's get uncooked, uncorked, and uncensored.
What's up, y'all? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity ENC, and my own hot commodity is here, but I'll be doing most of the talking today. He will be joining us, though, to give his thoughts on the show. We are covering AEW All In 2025 live in Arlington, Texas, and this is a stadium show. It competed with, I think it was Saturday night's main event and Great American Bash. So this was this is their first stadium show in America, and Tony Khan said this was a huge success for the company, and he's considering this almost like their WrestleMania. So we'll break down our thoughts if we thought it was as good as a WrestleMania and all that good stuff. But opening the show, we have the AEW Trios titles on the line. The Trios champion, the Opps, which is Shibata, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs, defending against the Death Riders, which is Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. And the Opps retain the Trios championships after Samoa Joe hits Wheeler Yuta with a muscle buster. We also see Powerhouse Hobbs spear Claudio through the railing. Even though the Opps got the win, the Death Riders destroy them after the match, and Claudio wraps the chair around Samoa Joe's neck and stomps on it, and Samoa Joe looks fucked up. But most important from this match is that it made it kind of seen and clear that the Opps won't be able to help out Adam Page later tonight because they've been fucked up here by the Death Riders. So, decent opening match, not the greatest match on the card, but it was a way to kind of get you thinking, like, what's going to happen in the main event.
I just looked, according to the internet, Wrestle Dream is supposed to be their WrestleMania.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. But it seemed like this was.
I also think at this point, because it's still such a new company, I think it's very your own interpretation of what it could be, because it's only been around since 2019.
Is Wrestle Dream a stadium show as well?
Wrestle Dream is more like they do matches that, like for example, did like BRYAN DANIELSON versus Zack Sabre Jr. Like they do matches that people like want to see, but again, it's like AEW, like a real Wrestle Dream would be like AEW versus WWE guys,
right?
So
absolutely.
It's like, but yeah, I mean, this in terms of pay-per-views and like attendance and all that stuff, this is the biggest show of AEW. Right?
You know, if they, I don't think they should intertwine WWE and AEW, but if they ever did do like a once a year thing or even just like a one-time thing, it would be like crazy.
I'm just fat and making everything like drop everywhere. Ooh, and I just sat on that. It's not a fun situation.
Plug that in right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna maneuver some things here. Take this fucking brownie, please.
Gladly.
Aunt made brownies tonight.
Apparently you didn't like it.
I liked it, but for all the people out there listening, I'm having tooth problems, and it fucking hurts to eat a hard brownie right now. But I appreciate the thought. Also, we are on a small bed, so it's hard. But anyways, who gives a flying fuck about us? We're here to talk about AEW. So the Opps get destroyed here. We have our men's casino gauntlet battle royal, and the final, what we get down to, we see MJF, Mark Briscoe, and Roderick Strong all in the ring. Mark lays out Strong with a J Thriller, but MJF comes from out of nowhere and tosses Mark out of the ring and gets the pinfall victory over Roderick Strong here. And now MJF will get a AEW Championship title match. Clearly, MJF and Mark Briscoe's rivalry was going to come through in this match because those were the two guys that were sort of pushed throughout the match, and they will have a rivalry afterwards. But MJF,
there was good build up to it on their weekly show.
MJF, though, He wins like everything. He won the Dynamite. Dynamite fucking ring or whatever it was that he has for a while. And I like MJF, but time to make different people stars. Like, he's good, but it's just like his character's been the same. Like, yeah, he changed. He was a good guy for like a minute or two, but he came back. Everyone thought he was gonna be this badass, and he just became the same normal self. He's a good wrestler, but
he never wins.
no,
Like, somebody always helps him.
Yeah. Next up, TNT World Champion Adam Cole comes out, and he announces that he has to vacate his title, and he talks about a possible retirement due to the multiple injuries that he's had. And I can understand that he's getting older, and who wants to go through injuries all the time. We then see the TNT Championship on the line. Kyle Fletcher versus Daniel Garcia versus the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion Sammy Guevara and the other half of that champion, Dustin Rhodes. And surprisingly, Dustin gets the win here after Daniel Garcia applies a Dragon Tamer to Dustin, but Dustin gets the roll-up victory. And this is the first singles title that Dustin Rhodes is holding in AEW. I'm happy for it. It's crazy to think that Goldust is a champion in 2025, but what do you think?
Yeah, it is crazy to think. And like the other crazy thing is like he's like he's the only wrestler I would say that's left that even wrestled before the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dustin, yeah,
that's saying a lot. And
Dustin,
he's
doing good.
He still has I could see him going another year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to see. He deserved it.
I agree. Next up, we have Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana against the Young Bucks. If the Young Bucks win, Swerve and Will cannot challenge for the AEW Championship for a year. If Ospreay and Swerve win, the Young Bucks will no longer be EVPs of AEW.
Oh, one other thing I have to say. The Goldust Roddy Piper rivalry was like one of the first things I ever saw in wrestling.
Ooh, that's very cool. That's an interesting introduction to wrestling. Very cool though. But it was cool because, fun fact, that match was actually supposed to be Razor Ramon versus what's that guy's name? OJ Simpson.
Ah, OJ, really?
Uh-huh. They used footage of the OJ Simpson chase in that match. They did.
Yep.
Well, back to AEW, JoJo Offerman, the widow of Bray Wyatt, comes out and performs the song Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan. And that was Swerve's theme song back in the day. That's why she sang it.
And, you'd think that she would do something with WWE, considering,
well, maybe they haven't asked her.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, though, you'd think they would, because her brother-in-law and Bray's brother is, making a name off Bray, right now, so.
The Young Bucks come out on a ship with fake flags, and they're acting like they're the revolutionary heroes, the creators of AEW here. We see Swerve and Ospreay land double sky twisters. Ospreay and Swerve land a hidden blade house call combination, and then double style splashes for a 2 count. We see the Young Bucks land a TK driver to Swerve on the floor, and then a 450 moonsault to Ospreay for a 2. The Bucks hit Ospreay with an EVP trigger, but Swerve breaks up the pinfall. Ospreay accidentally hits Swerve with a hidden blade, and then the Bucks hit an EVP trigger to Ospreay again, but Ospreay kicks out. Swerve and Ospreay land a stomp tombstone combination to Matt Jackson for a 2. And the end comes when we see the house call hidden blade combination, and Swerve and Ospreay get the victory. The Young Bucks are no longer EVPs of AEW. What did you think of this tag match?
I thought this and the last main event were the best 2 matches.
Okay.
I like this match. It was cool. There was a lot on the line. I think it'll make the story interesting to see what they do. I don't see them staying friends forever, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have to fight eventually. And, yeah.
How do you think this is going to play out with the Young Bucks, though?
I don't know because I haven't seen a lot of them, but I mean, I don't think they're going to be. I mean, in kayfabe, I don't think they're going to be the EVPs anymore. But I think they're definitely going to fuck with them. I'm sure. So yeah, I like this match a lot. I like Will Ospreay a lot. I'd like to see him in WWE one day.
Ospreay, yeah, he'd be great in WWE. We get the women's casino gauntlet battle royal, and Athena, the person that I want to win, actually wins here after hitting Mina Shirakawa with an O face. Athena will challenge the AEW Women's Champion at what pay per
Sorry.
view is it? I'm trying to think what it is. I don't even know the pay per view that they're fighting at, but
I was just gonna say, you know who I could see having a great match with Ospreay is like Logan Paul.
I like Athena. I'm glad she won, and I'm excited to see what she's going to do.
Yeah, I like Athena too. Their women's matches were definitely really good. I forgot to add the third best match, I think, or the top three. Also, Toni Storm and Mercedes was really good.
That was good. The AEW Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate with MJF and MVP, defend against Jet Speed and the Patriarchy with Mama Wayne. FTR is on commentary during the match. Bobby Lashley tosses Christian into FTR and then land a spear to Christian, getting the victory for the Hurt Syndicate. After Nick Wayne attacks Christian Cage with an unprettier, FTR hand Nick a chair for a concerto, but Adam Copeland returns and makes the save. Copeland grabs Christian and says, "Go find yourself." So we see the return of Edge and Christian here, which I was happy about. We're watching the Attitude Years, so it's weird seeing them old with the beer and everything. But the fucking Patriarchy turned on Christian Cage and that bitch Mama Wayne. Fuck her.
Well, honestly, this is like one of the few storylines that I know in AEW because it's been going on for a long time. And I think it was time for this kid to go on his own for sure. And the whole patriarchy thing, I think, was getting old. I think it's time Christian turns face, and I think him and Edge will become tag team champions in AEW for sure.
We'll see. AEW Women's Champion Timeless Toni Storm at Luther defends against AEW TBS Women's Champion Mercedes Mone. Mone comes out in a car and she has a train of the ladies that she's beaten as sort of like her dress that she's wearing. Not dress, like her cape that she has coming down in the ring. Mercedes lands a meteor to Toni, who's in Luther's arms, so both of them fall. Mercedes lands a sunset flip power bomb off the top rope and then power bombs Toni Storm on the floor. Storm lands a backbreaker and then catapults Mercedes across the ropes. Mercedes lands a three amigos. Toni hits 3 German suplexes, a hip attack, and Storm Zero, but Mercedes kicks out. Toni bites Mercedes. What was a weird situation. She has like Mercedes up, like where her like vagina and her area in her
And
face,
she
bites her pussy. That was fun. That's what I put in my notes. Mercedes hits a Monet Maker to Toni, but Toni kicks out. Toni lands 3 Storm Zeros, but Mercedes still kicks out. Mercedes applies an STF and then hits a backstabber, but Toni kisses Mercedes and lands a Super Storm Zero. Toni Storm wins. I was surprised. I thought Mercedes Monet was going to win here. I was happy Toni won because Mercedes like champion of everything, and she didn't necessarily need to win here to still be on top. But I really like Toni Storm, and Toni Storm will now defend against Athena. What did you think about this match? You said it was one of your favorite matches.
Yeah, I thought this match was really good. I didn't think Mercedes was going to win. I was hoping she was it too. I think, she has enough titles, and it's like she doesn't need the women's champion too. And, it's like if she did get it, it's almost like, what's the point? Like, why even put anybody against her? So, it showed that she's not the greatest, and, so she's great, but she's not the greatest. And she's beatable, and yeah, it was good. There was a lot of lesbian action. They kissed and licked each other and a lot, which it gets weird. I don't know why they
Viva
always
love.
do that in Tony Storm's matches.
The
But
lesbians are
not that it's a bad thing. I just think it's weird. Yeah, it was good.
Next up, we have the Unified Championship on the line. The Continental Champion Okada with Don Callis defends against the International Champion Kenny Omega, and this was a 30-minute match. And you're not a big fan of Okada. Okada drop kicks Omega off the top rope to the floor. Kota Ibushi comes out to sort of even the odds.
He's
against
another
Don
one.
Callis.
He never loses.
Okada, yeah. Omega lands a Hurricane Rana and dives onto Okada on the floor. Omega lands a missile dropkick to the back of Okada and lands a modified superplex for a 2 count. Okada lands a flying elbow drop. He actually lands 2 elbow drops. Omega lands a V-trigger for a 2, and then a super snapdragon. Okada lands a tombstone and a rainmaker, but Omega kicks out. Rocky Romero gets on the apron, but Kota takes him out. Omega hits the one-winged angel, but Don Callis pulls referee out of the ring. Omega hits Okada with a V-trigger, but Okada hits 2 rainmakers and gets the victory, and Okada is the new AEW Unified Champion. Omega has never been able to defeat Okada. Good match. I don't know. Like, it was a good match.
It was
They're good wrestlers.
It
but
was really long, and like I was telling you, there's one thing I don't like about AEW. It's like Tony Storm and Mercedes. Like, how are you going to hit your finisher on 3 times on somebody and not beat them? Like, it makes you look weak, or your finisher look weak. Like, it's too much.
I hear you.
Sometimes.
I
So
agree
like,
with that.
I don't know. This I felt like this match went on way too long.
Yeah.
And again, like I haven't seen a lot of Kenny Omega, but so I can just judge from what I've seen. But every match, it seems like he gets his ass kicked, and it's like taking everything he has to get through the match, and he always loses. And people like love him and worship him, and I'm like, why? Like, every match he looks like he's gonna die. Like, I don't get it. Maybe
they
like
have
years
that
ago, he
Japanese
was younger.
fighting style, so it's like where it's like they fight for like an hour and it goes on and on, and there's a lot of fans that watch AEW just for that, but I'm not one of those. I don't think you are either. Let's talk about our main event, though, the AEW Championship on the line in a Texas death match. AEW Champion Jon Moxley takes on Hangman Adam Page. And Adam Page had like a really weird entrance. There's a lady who was like whistling, and it was like really strange and dramatic.
Well, it was supposed to be like cowboy.
Yeah, she was like woo woo, doing her like weird thing that she was doing.
Caw-caw.
Yeah, it was strange. Adam Page stabs Jon Moxley with a fork in the forehead, burying it in his head. Moxley chokes
and
Page.
He was really stabbing him with that.
Stabbed him with it. Moxley chokes Adam Page with a barbed wire, and puts it on his face. Marina then bites Page's head. Moxley slams Page into a barbed wire steel chair. Moxley drags Adam Page through broken glass and then lands a power driver to Page onto the glass. Page super power bombs Moxley through steel chairs and the broken glass on the mat. Wheeler Yuta comes out and hits Adam Page in the back with a steel chair. Adam Page grabs Marina Shafir and lands an FU off the apron through a table, and Marina just got fucked up. Page hits a deadeye of Jon Moxley onto the broken glass, but then Claudio Castagnoli attacks Adam Page, which then leads Will Ospreay to attack Claudio, and then Wheeler Yuta and Gabe Kidd come out. Gabe Kidd pile drives Ospreay on the floor, and then just like they did to Samoa Joe, Claudio wraps a steel chair around Ospreay's neck and stomps it, which was, a fucked up scene to see. Moxley superplexes Page off the apron through 2 barbed wire tables set up on the floor, and then Moxley hits Page with a Death Rider onto a steel chair. Darby Allin appears from the Titantron, and then Bryan Danielson shows up and hits Wheeler Yuta with a psycho knee and dives onto the Death Riders. Darby Allin then descends from the sky, and Paige hits Jon Moxley with a buckshot lariat, and Darby Allin hits a coffin drop to the Death Riders. Paige lands a deadeye off the apron through the table, but Marina helps Moxley up. The Young Bucks then come out and land double super kicks to Paige in the EVP trigger. Moxley lands a paradigm shift to Paige onto a bed of nails. Marina, and then Prince Nana handcuffs Marina Shafir to the announce desk. Swerve Strickland comes out and attacks the Young Bucks. Paige punches Moxley with a steel chain, wraps it around Jon Moxley's neck, and chokes him with it. And the end comes after Paige lands a buckshot lariat to Moxley onto the bed of nails and chokes Moxley with the chain. Moxley taps out. Adam Page is the new AEW World Champion, and he takes that title out of that briefcase, and all is right with the world. What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought this was great. I do kind of feel like they kind of ripped off WrestleMania 40 a little bit. Like, it was very, with all the extra people and everything. It was cool to see Darby Allin come back. It was cool to see Bryan Danielson. Or is it Daniel Bryan?
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. And the people, the firefighter. The people got their belt back. It was a nasty, gruesome match, but it was good. It was definitely a blockbuster main event.
Yeah, I really like the main event. When they do hardcore shit, it's really good. I'm glad Adam Page is a champion. I don't know what's going to happen with Jon Moxley now. He got really fucked up in that match.
Sometimes they take it too far, and like they almost did, but not quite. Like, I don't like when they start doing the hypodermic needles and wrapping plastic bags around people's heads.
Yeah,
I think that's like a bit much. But the glass was enough where it was like gruesome, but it was still wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
I agree. It was a good main event. What do you give a grade for this pay-per-view, and do you think it was better than the other shows that took place this weekend? Past weekend.
Well, I mean, was it better than Saturday night's main event? Yes. Was it better than Evolution? I don't think so.
I agree.
But I would give it like a B.
Me too. I give it a B.
For AEW shows, it was one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen a couple pay-per-views, so it was pretty good. And there was stuff on like the tag team match had a lot on the line, so like it will definitely affect a lot of their storylines, obviously, and I think it will. It'll make things. I'm excited to see what's going to happen at their next show.
I agree. I'm excited for that. We're going to cover AEW shortly when we cover Dynamite. We're going to be watching that. Make sure you check out our other videos. We covered WWE. We've covered Raw and SmackDown. We are going to be covering NXT. We have Attitude Years dropping, so make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. And until next time.
We got to go watch Raw.
Yeah.
In 2020. Oh, we're not in our time machine.
No. We're not yet. So stay safe and stay